And an early good morning, people. I promised you a ship tour with all the activities and stuff going on. I clearly forgot. So let's get this thing started. Although this is the newest ship and the biggest, I don't think the ship is as exciting as the other ones. So let's get this started off. This is not going to be comprehensive. It's going to be a quick guide because staterooms 3, 4, and 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 all have cabins. This boat does hold 6,000 people. So all of those floors are cabins. So anyway, we're going to start on deck 6, where you're going to come in at. All right, so on deck 6, you start out with your Cloud9 spa and your fitness room. Comedy club, piano bar. So here you have the Java Blue Cafe. There are little sandwiches and stuff in here that are free throughout the day, but the pastries and stuff cost. But it's a good place to refill with some coffee, some spiked frappes or lattes. Pretty decent. This right here is Grand Central. Grand Central is where a lot of shows go on and activities. This is a hit or miss for me because at the end of the day, I feel like this space could be used to do so much more, but I get it. There are activities that go on in the big Jubilee Theater, which gives you room to do other things, other shows. So you can have one show going on and another show going on versus just having one big main theater. So I understand it. I just feel like it was more, it's not used to its potential because most of the time people are just kind of sitting here to pass the time. So let's continue on deck 6. You have your candy bar, cherry on top. Another area of unused space. This right here is a lovely bar that serves drinks all day, all night. And it is right beside the Golden Mermaid. The Golden Mermaid is basically a piano lounge. They do some songs and shows here, but in the meantime, it's really kind of used for some light piano music. All right, let us continue around. You have your 2 free restaurants, the Atlantic Restaurant, Pacific Star Restaurant. This is the Atlantic Restaurant. I was told that this is for people who have early time dining and have selected. So the other side of deck 6 houses a couple of the fun shops. You have your accessories, your bags, some fashion stuff. You'll have a lot of your jewelry sales right there. It's pretty decent. They have this good place called the Currents, which changes throughout the day, which is really cool. It also houses the Dr. Ink bar, your Pacific restaurant, the Carnival Kitchen, and Emerald's Bistro restaurant. So it's quite a few things there. But again, Grand Central takes up so much space of that. That's really it on deck 6. All right, so on deck 7 houses a little bit more excitement. And I'll talk about deck 7 because it's full of the casino, which I'm not knocking the casino because the casino is big. But again, it's one of those, it's made all the way through and it kind of takes up a lot of space. So I really like these roller coaster track steps. It's pretty cool. All right, so to start this off, We have Fahrenheit 555, which is a steakhouse. We did not try this time around because we have on our last cruise with Carnival, but it's a good steakhouse place. One other thing you will see is more bars. This is a lounge area, which is over the currents on deck 6. Very, very beautiful ship, as I said before. I just feel like it could be a little well designed, better designed for space. So you have this lounge here, which is a real good home to have a drink once you hit up the alchemy bar. On deck 7, if you're not in the casino, this is where you're gonna spend a lot of your time. There's a lot of karaoke, there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of DJ sets, a lot of club nights, all there at Limelight Lounge. You also have your liquor and tobacco shop, and a Supreme / Spray Ground combination, which was a good contract between Carnival. So the major portion of deck 7 houses your casino. Here's the interesting part about this casino. It is huge. It goes all the way around and through deck 7. And just to be honest, these steps right here lead you back to Grand Central, which I showed you on 6. This is the other top half of seating to Grand Central. So that's it. You're gonna go through that if you go straight through. You have to go down and then come back up, but it leads you all the way around through Grand Central. This is the casino. So again, large open casino. I found out that this was more of a walk-through space because people didn't want to walk through Grand Central than there was people playing. As you can see, there's steps from here on 7 to go up to 8, and then from on 7 to go back down to 6. All right, and as we come out to the back side of the Jubilee Theater, the casino, on deck 7, you approach by their main hub theater, which is called the Jubilee Theater. And then pretty much, that's it. That's it. But anyway, that is all of deck 7. So your casino, a couple of shops, bar, access to the Jubilee Theater, and another restaurant. All right, to start the next and last main important deck in the middle of the ship is deck 8. You come up and you start with the Havana Bar, and you start with a new restaurant called Shebang. I'll talk about that in a few with the other restaurants, but Shebang is a new restaurant. It serves Asian and Mexican cuisine, and that is the front half, beginning portion of deck 8. You went from deck 6, deck 7, and deck 8. And we still have Grand Central. So, okay, your 3 main areas that you come across within the middle of the ship where most of your activities are is going to be encompassed around this Grand Central area. We got a hibachi grill. We have sushi. And again, if you've seen some of my Carnival trips before, you know some of these restaurants they're just Carnival things. So nothing new, but they're there. And even some of the shops from Effie, which is the diamond shop, the watch shop, Tag Heuer. And here's where you get your photos on 8. It's a nice backdrop picture of Galveston where you port to get on this boat. Also midship within deck 8 is the Italian spot.
Now I can pop up anywhere, I can keep it on the road. Got a little change up in my pocket, but I want some more, so I go.
All right, so besides deck 16, where the pools and stuff are, Deck 8 is the only other area on the ship that you can get outside to. There's a smoking section, but it has a lot of places for you to sit down and eat, and it goes almost to the front of the boat to the back of the boat. So there's plenty of seating, but you have to come to Deck 8 in order to get outside. Deck 8 in the middle, besides the Italian restaurant, holds your beach buns and coastal slices, which at the end of the day, those are major hubs. They're gonna always be lines, especially closer to night when some of the other restaurants are closed. But you're gonna see people there multiple times a day, if not throughout the entire week on this ship.
What it do, y'all? We on the line, we on the line, we on the line, we on the line, 'cause we on the line, we on the line. This money talk feel fine.
So as we get to the back half of the ship for Deck 8, you have guest services, you have Guys, Pig and Anchor, and also the carnival shops. So the thing that I like about this one, again, is Guys, Pig and Anchor is always something that we end up eating at the last day because it's so far on the other side and opposite side of the ship outside. But that's your barbecue spot, right? But they know a lot of people come to it throughout the week, so they created a restaurant. Similar how they did this burger shop I'm getting ready to show you. But it's no longer just outside, get your food, and then find a spot inside to eat. It is a dedicated restaurant to it, which houses somewhat a lot of TVs for sports events and things of that nature. So it's almost like they took their sports bar away, which I loved on the Vista, and then combined it with this Guys, Pig and Anchor. So not too thrilled with that because I really enjoyed the sports bar, and trying to keep a lot of that separate is great because they have bands that play within there too. So when the bands are playing, the games are going, it's a little rowdy in there, but again, still the food is free. You have some items that you can pay for, but it's still a good restaurant to go to. Also, this is where you'll find another pool on the back half of Deck 8. The Havana room area, they have their own pool, but this pool is open to the public at the back of Deck 8, where the barbecue spot is. And it's also a good pool to get away because a lot of people don't come down here to it. Nobody's there.
Break beats, write rhymes and sell seats. No matter if it's for the dollar, euro, or the SETI. I let the bank account grow so I can be free.
All right, so that's Deck 8 and pretty much your main portions of the mid-ship. Now, as I said before, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 houses staterooms. So here we are on Deck 16. We're gonna start and go from back to front.
What it do, y'all? We on the line, we on the line, we on the line, we on the line, 'cause we on the line, we on the line. This money talk feel fine. I'm on the carousel of 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. Every move I make has gotta be about the money. Messed the game up when I came up, mom ain't raised no dummy. So we switch the style, bring words back to me. We buying everything that's online, and all my people survive. We taking all on surprise. The work's special, so I'm taking my time, and I'm good.
All right, so a little walkthrough tour here, but the back of Deck 16 houses the new Shack chicken station, which has some small seating area too. That's been pretty good, pretty consistent as well. On the other side of that, there is a bar and then also a pool and 2 jacuzzi area. That is the back of 16. When you come inside, that is your main buffet station. Anybody who's ever been on Carnival, that is your Lido Deck marketplace. That's where you'll have breakfast, lunch, and they have dinner there as a buffet with a variety of foods, salads, and desserts, and assortments. So, yeah, that's the back of 16, which brings us into, boom, the main area of 16 with a pool, the Red Frog Bar. There is the taco station. You have a cool little spot right now with called Street Eats. It's these little 3 small restaurants that give you little bites of things, you know, whether it's small quesadillas, fries, fried items. They switch it up, which is pretty cool. It's called Street Eats. That's new, something that we hadn't experienced. So you not only have your taco place and your burger spot and stuff like that, like you normally would in the main area. They removed the burger spot from here, put it upstairs, which we'll see in a second, and put this thing called Street Eats. So this is the back and mid portion of deck 16. And of course, it wouldn't be Carnival if you didn't have where all your main parties happen outside, the movies every night, and of course, some good laughter and fun with everyone in the pool. So I'm not gonna talk too much about the Serenity bar Serenity area, because that's the 18 and up, and it's really just put at the front of the ship and a good relaxing place to get away from the crowd, the kids and all. And you have seen that in my last video. So let's talk about how this new setup is. I am on deck 17, the back half. The Red Frog bar comes up here. And then we head into something new, but yet familiar. All right, so that's the back half of 16 and 17. Of course, they don't go all the way across the ship. So that's 16 and 17. Now, there is one more area on the back side of this ship, which houses the waterworks area, the playground area, the mini golf, and the roller coaster, which, by the way, only works when it's very sunny, not windy, and it's not raining. It's an electric coaster, so they got a lot of limitations on when they can ride it. And yes, I did sign up for it, but I got refunded because it was too windy, and it was the sunniest day that we've had on this trip besides when we first left. But because due to the wind, they canceled it out. And behind me is Waterworks and the entrance to the roller coaster boat. It seemed pretty fun. Just, I waited till the last day so I can do everything else, and got it refunded. Now on the other side of deck 17 is more seating. Above that is where the Serenity adult area starts. But I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I think that's it. I showed you 6, 7, and 8, where most of your attraction stuff is. I showed you deck 16, where the other main portion of the food is, 17 and 18. After that, the rest of this ship is full of staterooms. So think about that, 6,000 people, right? They need a place to stay. They need a place to sleep, right? So a lot of this room and space on this boat is full for living quarters for people. So I'm not saying that this ship is bad in any means. I love the way it's pictured. I love all the events. It's Carnival, they're gonna do it right. But this ship, as big as it is, to me, is a little bit of a letdown just because I've been on the Vista, the Breeze, and the Dream. And out of those three, the Vista's been the best, which houses a movie theater, right? Like when they weren't showing movies, they could have had a stage there and did shows in there and then used that as a dual purpose, but they didn't. Inside, they decided to make a big grand central area for you to have shows, which looks lovely, but I just feel like the space could have been better utilized for something else. So anyway, y'all, I'm getting ready to get myself back and hop off this boat. Hope y'all enjoyed this tour of the Carnival Jubilee. Oh yeah, I was gonna show y'all the stateroom, but if y'all seen my last video, you know what our stateroom was. looks like. We had an interior cabin on deck 10. First time sitting
Deck
above
10.
like really above the water. We're usually like right waiting on 3 and 4.